Hey guys, so I have a slight addiction or compulsion to buy these portable little battery banks or power banks, cell phone chargers, whatever you want to call them. What you see in front of you is just the tiniest sampling of what I have. I bet I have close to 60 of these little power banks. I have super thin ones that basically can fit inside of a wallet and then can charge, an iPhone. They make them for Android too. I would buy one, let's say, with 2,000 milliamp hours, and then somebody would come out with one that's 5 or 6,000, and then somebody would come out with 10,000, and then somebody would come out with 20,000. And just over the last several years, solar charging ones, whatever it might be, I just keep buying and buying and buying these. I even bought different chargers for my power tool batteries because this can slide onto here, and then it gives you a USB out there. And this one is 6 amp hour, 40 volts. So that's what, 240 watt hours. But I was recently watching a video from Project Farm, and he did a video on the best power banks under $30. And this was his top pick. So naturally, I had to buy it. So you can definitely go watch his video, and he'll show you all the testing that he did. Some batteries claim to have 10,000 milliamp hour capacity, but when you actually use them and test them, it's like 2,000. It's just like a marketing ploy. But the INIU, the B61, he basically ranked it A's more or less all the way across. But yeah, these are all the different categories that he checked. And let's say that this percentage of the watt hour rating, let's just say that it was 10,000. And if it was 89% of that, that means that it actually tested at 8,900. You can see all the other things, like even charging times and stuff like that. He went through and did a whole bunch of tests. I highly recommend watching the guy's video. And again, I bought it. This was not sent to me. It was on Amazon for $25. There was some kind of clickable coupon for $7.49. So grand total to me was $18.69. And it looks like at the time of me recording, which is March 14th, these are coming in at $21.24 right now. So again, this is the INIU. It looks like it's the BI-B61. It's a 22.5 watt. So it'll fast charge most cell phones, stuff like that. 10,000 milliamp hour. It actually comes in decent packaging. 3-year warranty. Contact information. But I figured we do a quick unboxing. Most of you know what a power bank is, but I'm going to show you some of the features on this and some of the things that you can use a power bank for that you may have not been familiar with. All right, let's get this thing out of the box if we can here. Alrighty. So this is how it comes here. Again, just more contact information. Looks like there's a user guide, and it looks like here we have the power bank itself. Charging cable, so it's USB-A to USB-C. And there's something up here, like a little carry bag. And that appears to be everything. All right, let's get the power bank out of this package. I can show it to you guys. So it has like a matte finish, and then almost like a gloss mirrored finish up there. Here's some information. So we got 10,000 milliamp hours, which is 37 watt hours. It's got input and output ports. The USB-C is an input output, so it's a two-way port. So you can charge up this device, and you can also then go out and charge your phones or tablets or whatever. And you can see that it says 22.5 watt fast charge. This is actually really slick. It's small, like it's super tiny, like palm of your hand small. Not very thick, not very heavy. Yeah, it's actually right about 4 inches long. Maybe right about 2.5 inches wide. And I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch deep. And it weighs 7.1 ounces. So this is the business end of things. We have 2 USB-A ports, and then this is the power delivery USB-C port. Again, most power banks do not have in and out features. This is really nice. And even those USB-A ports are a quick charge, 4.5 volt, 5 amp. So one really cool feature about this is that there's a button here. I haven't even pushed this yet for the first time, but you're supposed to be able to push this and it'll show you your percentage right in a numerical number. So you always know where you're at. So I typically fly 4 or 5 times a year, and I always take this little thing here with me. It's more or less just a stand that collapses, kind of folds a little bit flat, but not completely flat. And I take this for my phone and for my iPad to basically set like on the tray if I'm watching something or whatever, so it'll sit like that. Well, this little power bank has something similar to that built in. I don't know if it'll work exactly the same, but looks like you probably got to be right in the middle. But it does hold your phone. I don't know exactly how secure that is, but it does keep your phone propped up. So my stand will hold an iPad mini. Let's see if this little thing will. Again, I would probably try to line it up in the middle. And yeah, it does support it. So that's pretty cool. So let's see if this thing is able to charge an iPad. A lot of these won't just because of the wattage that's required. So let's see once we plug this in what we get here. And it definitely started charging. Still charging up there. I'm gonna let this go for a couple minutes. Sometimes they'll like flash on and off and like to where it's trying to charge, but then it's not charging. So I'm gonna watch this for a couple minutes and then be back. So again, besides charging cell phones and tablets, what else can you use these little things for? So I have a bunch of these little USB powered lights, and then they kind of plug into like a laptop. They're the same lights, they're just shaped different. But you can take one of these little lights, plug it in here, and have pretty decently bright light, especially if you're on a plane or something like that, need to find something in your bag. This is good, like if you have a power outage, you can put this on here and then basically walk throughout the different rooms, and it's just enough light so that you don't bump into stuff. And you know, this little light will not light up an entire room, but it does give you enough light to see what you're doing. Let's say that I have batteries that I need to charge, double A's, triple A's, 18650s, whatever it might be. I can put my batteries in there and then use this little device to charge up all my batteries. If I have a flashlight that has an internal battery that I can't pull out, using this bulb as an example, but I can just plug that in and you will see that we're charging. So again, all off of this. Same would go for a headlamp. I can just plug that into any of these ports and I am charging that light up right now. So lots and lots of uses. So let's say that you do need a little more light. You can pick these bulbs up on Amazon for like $10 or something like that. Get it plugged in here. You see it came on right away. Now this will light up an entire room. It still may not be as bright as regular lights, but it will definitely light up a room. Again, just running off of this. And I could run multiple of these because, again, there's multiple ports. And again, this thing is 37 watt hours, I believe it said. So I can actually plug this in, let that calibrate there, and see what we're actually pulling here. So it looks like this bulb is pulling just over 4 watts. If this thing's 37 watt hours, this should last, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours if you're running it straight. If you only did it when you went into a certain room or walk into the bathroom or something like that, this thing could definitely last several days, just this little setup right here. If you would need even more light than that, you can take any of these types of ring lights, again, that have this style on it, and then just hit this button, and this will light up a huge area. There really are just so many uses. We have like a card shuffling machine that is USB powered, and you have to get out the cord. You got to like put it near an outlet, and then we have wires or cords that's going across like our dining room, stuff like that. So I'll just bring one of these out and just plug it into the card shuffler, and it works perfectly fine. So I mentioned earlier that this has like the fast charging for your cell phone and stuff like that. Well, it's also capable of being fast charged itself. I have just a normal old school iPhone charger here. I think this is a 5-watt charger. If I were to use this to charge this thing up, should power on here. If this thing were completely dead, it would take about 10 hours to fully charge this up. And again, you can see the 3 is blinking. That means we're charging. So it just says 53%. Now what I'm going to do is unplug this and then hook up a fast charger. So this is an Anker 20-watt fast charger. It's not much difference in size than the 5-watt iPhone ones. Plus the Anker has a fold-away plug, which technically makes them a little bit smaller than the Apple one. But again, this is a 20-watt one. So I'm going to get it plugged into the wall here, and we'll see what the display shows. Fast charging. Okay, so there's a little lightning bolt that's up there right now. So it's still 53%. Lightning bolt means we're fast charging. This will charge up now from 0 to 100% in about 3 hours. Again, versus the 10 hours with this. So if you guys have like, high capacity power banks, you know that it literally takes all day long to charge them back up. But 3 hours doing it with this. So all right, guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. And if you're shopping for a new power bank, I would definitely consider this one. It's got a ton of great features, and it performs really well. And I will leave the Amazon link for this down in the video description if you want to find out more information on it or pick one up. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. But that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.